And now, it's time for the Nailsin Ratings. Witty commentary by me, Mr. Nailsin, on all things concerning life, culture, entertainment, and whatever else the cat may drag in. Alright, Fear the Walking Dead has returned. There was 2 episodes for its premiere, so kind of like a 2-hour show, if you will, but they were, separated and what have you. So the first one was awful, pretty bad. Right off the bat, they're captured by this sinister-looking group, which looks like the military, but it turns out they're really not. They belong to this survivalist group that's actually located on a ranch, but they're at this other facility. And amongst themselves, I guess they were testing whether or not how long it takes for someone to turn and all this and trying to learn from it. But really, they were just a bunch of sadistic bastards killing people because they got a little bit of entertainment out of it. This is over the top and a bit much. The ringleader of the group, we later learn, was apparently one of these psycho kids who must have run off and tortured small animals around the farm where he grew up on. So, he's one of 2 brothers. His older brother seems to be the more sane one, and he comes and finds what he's been doing to people here at this facility, and he's all horrified. Oh, no, you went too far, or whatever. You went too far. I mean, it's unforgivable what he did. So, of course, he torments our heroes here. But the family is somewhat reunited here. Well, they just, Nick just happens to be caught with these people too. And Travis and Nick sees Nick in the group and all that. And oh, wow, we're together again and all that. But not for long, of course. There's a moment where we see Travis being thrown into a pit of zombies so that he can show off his badassery. And there's a lot of these baptism by fire moments where you have to accept the new world. And Travis's character has always been pretty much the metrics here of where you understand what's been left behind, and he's still holding out for sanity to return, and of course it's not. And the others, pretty quickly, and a little too quickly if you ask me, have already accepted the new world. And Travis already had his baptism by fire when his son was killed by those idiots. And he caught up with them, and, he killed them. And that was a big move for Travis, so he didn't really need another one, but I guess they just did it in this business of showing that these guys are, well, they're just like the Saviors, they're just like Woodbury, that sort of thing. The same formula, but not as well executed as the other show did, at least in the past. They don't really do it very well anymore. And so it's all very quick, and then just a lot of stupid things that would happen. They're about to leave the facility to go to this ranch, is where they're originally from. It's and the 2 brothers, their father owns the ranch. And I'll give them props for the clever advertisement they did, where there was this fake ad that years earlier, before the apocalypse and everything, where their dad was one of these survivalist doom prepper guys, and he made a series of videos that he sold on television, and there was the ad, and he was showing you, hey, this is how you're going to survive when the worst happens. The economy's going to collapse at some point, and war, who knows what else. And lo and behold, he was right, huh? The world did end. Oh boy, should have listened to him. So you can assume that yes, his ranch is fully fortified and has all the supplies it needs. But, of course, I'm sure there's going to be some sinister thing about it. But before I get into that for the second episode, I'll just finish up on the first one, where before they're leaving the facility, there's a scene in which one of the guys, he hears something in the walls, and he's curious as to, what could that be? What could it be? I don't know. What's been going on recently? So he walks right into this death trap here. He hears the scraping and stuff, and there's this little air-conditioned vent, and he takes a knife out, opens it up, and a bunch of rats come pouring out of it, and he's all grossed out. Ew, rats. And, gee, why are the rats running? Well, of course, the zombies are in there, and one of them grabs him and kills him. Very, very stupid. Just not credible at all. As if the guy, unless he just woke up and didn't understand that this was going on. No, that was not established there. So they thought it would look cool and horrific the way this guy would meet his end, but no, it didn't fit. Anyway, so the first episode was pretty bad. The second one is better. There's some things there, and like I say, they're establishing this ranch and what that's about. But the psycho's son is just way over the top. Plus, Madison has already gouged the guy's eye out. And the idea that this psycho is going to put up with that, I don't know. There is some sort of insinuation there where he has some sort of attraction for Madison. Or a fascination with her, whether that's sexual or not, I don't know. But nevertheless, so I guess that keeps him from just flat out killing her. But anyway, but it's still, he's way too over the top the way they introduce this, and just everybody has to immediately be the governor or something like that, just overnight, and bam, we're into another villain and all that. So it's just lazy the way this is handled. But the idea of a survivalist kind of being the leader of a compound or something like that makes a whole lot of sense. And you kind of wonder why it took him a while to figure this one out and to get to it. Either a survivalist doom prepper guy or a cult, where he said the apocalypse is coming, and then, whoa, it happened. Now everyone believes the guy. And so it's probably what's going to happen here, where the leader of the ranch, as to whether or not the leader of the ranch is an actual villain or not, we'll see. But probably going to make fun of people who think that way, who live on ranches, like me. And probably some anti-Christian stuff I'm expecting. Haven't seen it yet, you don't know. But stuff like that, television always makes fun of people who believe in God and that kind of thing. So maybe some of that will be there. I don't know, not quite yet, so I can't really hit them for that. But overall, the second episode was better. Now, the main spoiler here, if you haven't heard already, is that the aforementioned Travis is no longer on the show. Or right off the bat at the beginning of the show, they had left that earlier facility, and some of them went in a truck, and the others, like Travis, went into a helicopter, and they were headed back to this ranch. And then for some mysterious reason, they're shot at. Apparently there's some other group that they're probably enemies with, and they took some shots at the helicopter, and Travis gets hit, and he's mortally wounded. He realizes it, and so he just opens the door and just lets himself fall out of the helicopter to his demise, which what's a good move on the actor's part. It's as if he's literally bailing out of this show. That's enough. I'm done. Let me get out. And so there it goes. But the thing of it was, and he did talk about this on that after show, The Talking Dead, and, he was saying that, well, here's a guy who just couldn't accept what was happening to the world, and he kept hoping for a rescue and all that. And he was the guy who, it was obvious, he's not going to make it if he doesn't figure this out soon. Madison, you could tell, okay, she's the Rick Grimes of the show, and she's adjusted rather quickly. But Travis is a problem for him, and how's he going to survive if he doesn't? Well, he did. But now he's gone. He's gone anyway, so never mind that lesson of you need to adjust to what have you. But then a stray bullet could kill anybody. So there goes Travis. And I don't know, but I have to suspect perhaps that actor's like looking around and thinking, the show's no good. I don't know. More than likely, it wasn't his decision at all. It was, that's the way they do it. They're always saying anyone on the show could die. That's mostly true, but I doubt that Madison can die. Just like we're not going to see Rick die anytime soon, and certainly not Daryl. So things like that. So he bailed out, and he probably did the right thing. So there you go. That's the first of Fear the Walking Dead. We'll see how it goes. I am not optimistic because, as I've said on the overall franchise of The Walking Dead, has some serious problems here about how they're executing their stories, because I see it as flailing and that they're running out of ideas of what to do, and instead they just keep repeating old plots and formulas, and that's a prescription for death at some point. But despite drops in the ratings, it's still doing very well overall. Both shows are, so they'll keep trucking along. But hopefully, I'm hoping they'll figure out a way to fix these problems. But I'm dubious. But anyway, for the premiere, 2 stars. Well, out of 5. And that's almost entirely they get stars because of the second episode, which was far superior to the first one. So that's it for the Season 3 premiere of Fear the Walking Dead. And that was the Nailsin ratings. Commentary from me, Mr. Nailsin. The views and opinions expressed in the Nailsin ratings do not necessarily reflect those held by Radio Misfits or any other entity that Mr. Nailsin may or may not be involved with. So any complaints or comments should be sent to @Mr. Nailsin on Twitter, where they'll be promptly ignored and or blocked.